Hi, my name is Rayleigh Chadwick, and this is for the Statement of Purpose assignment. Um, so I am a psychology major with a minor in interdisciplinary disability studies, and I have a certificate in structurally responsive mental health care. Um, my career goal is to be a mental health counselor for pediatrics who are deaf and hard of hearing. Um, it's kind of several things combined. It's kind of like a mash of some of my favorite things. So I would talk a little bit about how I got into this path of combined things. So my senior year of high school, I had a cousin that I was really close to take his own life. And this really not only shaped me as a person, but it also shaped my whole thought process of what I wanted to do with my life. And he was one of those tough guys who never really talked about how he felt and just kind of put a wall up and always had a mask on, so to speak, and that he was always this happy go lucky guy. So when it happened, it all kind of took us all by shock. Um, so I want to go into this field to let people know that they don't have to keep that wall up all the time and that they can talk to someone and that talking to someone isn't a weakness but it's a strength. Being able to recognize that there is something going on um, makes you very strong. Um, so that's kind of what shaped that, and I've always been interested in ASL and the deaf community, and I just kind of took those things and combined them because I know a few friends of mine who are deaf and they don't really have a lot of people to talk to, so to speak, where in their sense it would be to sign to because a lot of people don't know sign language and it makes them feel very isolated. Just like my cousin felt, he felt isolated. However, he could speak. He was just thought he had to be this strong man persona. Um, so with that, I wanted to combine everything because I want to give people a place to where they can feel safe and that they can open up to me and feel like that they don't have to be this strong but isolated person, that it makes you strong to open up and talk to people. And I just want to give those people a safe space. And especially with children who do sign, they don't have a lot of people who sign, like I said previously. So giving them a spot to where they can sign directly to me instead of having an interpreter in the room, which could maybe be a little awkward for them, being able to sign directly to me would give them more, I guess, control over their own session. Um, so with that, my goals for the course are to learn how to be a helper and not a helper like in everyday life, because I feel like a lot of people when they think of being a helper, it's like, oh, this person dropped their books, let me pick it up for them. No, I want to be a helper in a professional setting, and I want to be able to quote unquote say the right things in a therapy session to where I can get someone to open up and can get someone to feel welcome. Um, I feel like I'm pretty good at being a helper in everyday life, but I'm not sure how to go about that in a professional setting because I haven't had to do that before. So I feel like taking this class will really open up my eyes to how to do that in the future and make me not only a better person, but a better counselor later on in life too. Um, I feel like a helping profession entails quite a lot of things. I feel like there's a lot of professions out there that we don't even think about that are helping professions. Like, I feel like one that comes to mind are like teachers and doctors and therapists, but I feel like there's a lot of them out there. Maybe even like someone who picks up garbage. Maybe they're helping people, but there may be this one old lady that they talk to every day that it helps her get by in the day and helps her look forward to the next day. Um, so I feel like there's a lot of roles out there who are helping, just not in the sense of what most people think are helping. But I feel like it entails obviously helping others, but being there for someone in a way that you may not have to be there. Um, just like the trash person, like they pick up trash, that is how they make their living. However, they're also helping this other person when they don't have to do that. I feel like with counseling, I feel like counselors don't make a lot of money, but the process of seeing someone open up and get better, I feel like that's worth more money than they could ever give you. Um, and then another question that was in the syllabus for this assignment was explain how one defines what helping is and why they might thrive in this role. Um, for me, helping, I kind of touched on this, but I feel like helping is doing something for others and maybe going out of your comfort zone to help others, um, or taking it very seriously. I feel like sometimes people help people just to get something out of it, and I feel like truly helping is when you do something for someone else and you don't expect anything in return. A lot of people do it nowadays to post it on social media, like, hey, look what I did. Look at all the good things I did. But truly helping is when you do something selflessly. You strictly do it to better someone else. Um, and another question on here says, explore any criticisms of choosing helping roles. I feel like it kind of goes back to what I just said about doing it without getting something in return. With a lot of helping roles like counseling, you get paid to help other people. And I feel like that can sometimes be criticized because they're like, oh, well, shouldn't you just want to help people without getting a salary? But, like, I don't know. I feel like we go to school so we can learn all this to help other people, and that's why we get a salary. But I feel like, on the other hand, people can criticize you and be like, oh, well, why are you choosing to do counseling when you could do something else that makes a lot more money? And I feel like you just have to know your purpose in what you're doing, and that your purpose is so much bigger than any salary or anything that they could give you at the end of the day. Just like with my cousin, like if I think about him every time that I have a hard day with exams or whatever it may be in school, because I'm doing it for him. And I feel like if I can help one person, then everything that I went through and the hardships I went through with dealing with his passing will all be worth it, because I can help someone else out of that dark hole where he didn't have anyone to help him. And I feel like that's kind of deep, but I also think it's a beautiful thing also, that I had this hard thing happen, but I'm wanting to use that not for others to feel bad about me, but to use it as a way to empower others and give them a second chance at life when they don't think that they deserve that second chance. So that is my statement of purpose, and why I want to be what I want to do, and what I think a helping profession is. So thanks for listening.